Hello, welcome to the Sportsman Untitled Extra, brought to you by Betfred. And 2 games into the new Championship season, I've gathered Benjamin Bloom and Conor McGilligan as we're going to do 2 shock predictions for the rest of the season. It's far too early to make any predictions. We're going to make ourselves look stupid. What have you boys got for me? Ben, do you want to kick us off with one?
I would like to talk about the Saudi boxing mogul, and I think he might be royalty, Turki Al-Sheikh, who I think has just done a bit of a tease job on Derby. I predict he will be back, but maybe at Sheffield United, Connor was saying. Is he going to own a Championship club by the end of the season? Is that a good thing for said club?
He's got interest, clearly. We saw that with Derby.
And more money than God and Jeff Bezos put together, yeah?
Yeah, I think he's got connections with Prince Abdullah, obviously the former owner. So yeah, there was some conversation about that, I think, or it's been murmured that,
Are you a bit sceptical after this Derby thing?
I don't really know why it fell down, to be honest with you.
Also,
Not really seen it, have we?
why would you not want to buy Derby? 30,000 stadium, great history, one tier away from the Premier League, good manager, makings of a good squad.
Is that the same argument for Sheffield United?
No. Sheffield United, well, all of their historical things and the fan base, yeah, but they're in a bit more of a mess financially. We think, well, what is it, back payments, so you'd be picking up
35 million quid.
What's 35 million to a Saudi gazillionaire? You know? I don't know.
Interesting. Connor, you got one for me there?
Yeah, I've just gone a little bit more league table-y. My first one is, I think Preston will finish bottom.
It's been a tough start for them.
Yeah.
Rough.
Bottom?
Yeah.
Below Lincoln?
Yeah.
And
Why?
Bolton, Harvey?
I've not been completely. Look, I know Lincoln obviously in the last game as well, and I did predict them to beat Pompey, but I was quite surprised by that result. But I just think they've got enough. I was really impressed with them at Borough. Obviously they had 11 shots as well. I really like McGrandles. I like House. I like Draper. Apparently they're looking at a couple more additions as well. I don't think all of a sudden Lincoln are just this poor outfit. That obviously Moylan going was big. I think they will get players in the offensive third, and the worry for me more is looking at Preston. The worry
Would that involve? Sorry to interrupt. Would that involve Hecky walking out then? Because I just don't see a team managed by him finishing bottom.
Why not?
I just think he's good.
How long would he stick it out? How long would they stick with him?
But that's what I'm saying. Would he? Would there be some kind of fallout in your scenario?
I'm just.
Where are we even ranking their squad though? They've got at the start of the season, like a bottom 3 squad in terms of player quality. Preston.
Yeah, 100%. This is what I don't. This is the. I think they will finish. Obviously, it's very reactive. This, based on what's happened at the start of the season, and as Simon has said, things could all change. I don't like that squad at all. I don't like the depth, and I think there might be a little bit of a disconnect between Hecky and the owners, and it's all very dependent on did they replace Osmajic. They brought in a brilliant signing in Alfie Devine, but can they get the best out of him? Is he just going to be flunked out wide? The defence is appalling.
I think they get any good loans in.
It's so poor. And I'm just a little bit, in the here and now, I'm a little bit more worried about them. I've seen more from Lincoln in the opening embers of this season.
And Cardiff and Bolton.
And Cardiff and Bolton. But we forget as well, Lincoln went to Derby. I know it was the Cup. Lincoln went to Derby and were really good. They were really good. They came up against Borough.
And also, Lincoln aren't going to go down wandering, are they? They'll probably get battered in a couple of games. I think they're going to win a few. The manager just constantly is talking about volume on goal, volume on goal. They're going to score goals. They're going to go for it, aren't they?
I just think that home form is so important for Lincoln. That's where I'm like, losing at home to Portsmouth. On paper, one of the easier fixtures.
Do you not think
at
some
home,
point, Simon, Lincoln will beat one of the parachute teams at home?
Absolutely.
On a Friday night on TV, it was destined to happen, wasn't it?
That was probably the worst performance of the season as well, by the way, against Pompey. The other two, and it's only been 2 games in terms of like the Cup and obviously against Borough. I thought they were good.
Yeah,
I thought they were good. So I've just seen more from Lincoln than what I have with.
Just quickly
with
on this topic, Simon, how are you going to feel if we get to the end of the window and Cardiff have done like nothing?
I trust BBM to just sort it out, and I still look at that squad that got promoted from League One and think they
need the centre backs to get back quick.
Yeah, but I don't think they need massive additions. If they played the entire season and they've already bought Moylan from Lincoln,
I love that signing.
If they'd have even just kept the same squad, I would have probably backed them to stay up. I know there's a big jump, but I just look at Cardiff. I'm not worried about Cardiff at all.
Okay.
I'm not. I like the Preston shout, to be honest. I think Lincoln's excitement of being in the Championship as well is always worth a bit. Those home games, Preston have been here for a while, circling the drain. I like it. I'm going for West Ham not to win the league again. Maybe a bit reactive, given they've just lost 2-1 to Charlton. But I look at this West Ham squad as player for player, best in the league. I don't necessarily think it matches up with the manager and the style of football. I look at a couple of the outgoings. We look at Bowen potentially moving on, which would just blow the whole thing wide open. You look at the negativity around the London Stadium when things aren't going their way. You look at Juve potentially moving on. I'm less confident in West Ham right now. I didn't say they'd win the league at the start of the season while I was fully on Borough. I'm less confident in West Ham than even Wolves right now.
I also don't think they'll replace Juve. I think Juve goes out. I think they keep with Ollie Scars, who's not looked great.
Juve's excellent as well, by the way. I think he's great.
Yeah. I think it's obviously an interesting point now, isn't it? Because we've seen them for the first sort of couple of games. Obviously, they've only picked up a point. Don't look great. Charlton were well worthy of the victory the other day.
I think there's too many factors that could go against them than just saying they've got the best player.
What if they keep Bowen?
But how good has he looked in the first 2 games?
Does that mean he's going to... I still think... Would you back against him getting like 20 goals this season, though?
No.
30 GNA.
I'm not saying they won't go up. I don't think they'll win the league. And I think Bowen can be good for them. I think Castellanos
will be good, yeah.
Penalty miss was a shocker, by the way. And I think they've got enough
Solomon,
there to score.
Peru.
There's a lot of goals in that squad, obviously. And that's why it's a bit of a shock prediction that they're not to win the league. Ben, what are your thoughts on them?
Well, who does then?
I would still stick with Middlesbrough to win the league.
Interesting.
And I know they've just lost to Blackburn, so maybe that's hot.
Oh, God, if you did it right now, Millwall are winning the league, aren't they?
But maybe the point to be made is of the relegated teams, I'm more looking at Wolves than West Ham.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like the 100 points, 100 goals right now. All I will say is I've made this constant comparison to Newcastle under Rafa, and they were horrible for the first 3 or 4 games and then still won the league, didn't they?
And the parachute teams do improve when the window shuts.
Well, are you telling me West Ham are not capable of winning 10 games out of 14 through winter? They could just do that, can't they?
Yeah. I think they're really strong for promotion. I just think they won't win the league. Should we circle back round to you, Ben, and your second pick?
I quite like Southampton, and it feels like I'm just being contrarian because nobody likes Southampton after the end of the last season.
They've got a fun squad.
What about Southampton to be the top performing parachute team? I mean, after 2 rounds, you'd have Wolves as probably. What are you going? Wolves, Burnley, West Ham, and you have Southampton at the bottom of it just because of the points deduction, wouldn't it? Or maybe, can I double it up? Imagine Tondereka was manager of the year.
What would have to happen for that to happen?
They need to get automatic promotion, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
-4, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Can you see? We just, on the original Untitled show, which you can check out if you want to go back and watch that, we did have a bit of conversation about Southampton and their defence maybe being costly. We're looking at Harwood Bellis going out the door.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what you
Is
said.
that good enough for them to climb? And they're still on minus points at the time of recording.
Yeah, it's like what you said. I mean, we had a bit of a back and forth, didn't we? Because I really like Nathan Wood, I like James Bree, I like Ryan Manning, but maybe Stevens is a little bit of a weakness there. Daniel Peretz is an unbelievable signing, by the way.
Finaz's assist on the move the other day. We won't mention Finaz's very often, and he will reliably get 23 goal contributions or something ridiculous this season without particularly us noticing. It's just what he does, isn't he? Just volume of shots.
I don't know if Southampton can be 4 points better than 2 teams. 4 points. I don't know how that maths works. I don't know if they can be 4 points better than the team that finishes second, third, fourth.
I bet they can. I
mean, we were talking specifically about the parachute teams.
I'm just not as hot on them as you guys.
There's one big name that we've not spoken about as well, and he's obviously involved in match day squads, and he's doesn't appear that there's anything going on there, but there was. Leo Cienza. They're able to keep hold of him. That is massive in terms of goals and assists as well. I just think they've got so much quality. I look at the depth off the bench as well. Ben will be able to read it off that iPad now, Ben. But look at the depth at the weekend. I think from memory it was pretty decent.
Yeah, Cameron Archer, you didn't
Archer as well.
Dozy, Bragg, Dobbin all off the bench, Mibama.
Dobbin, they spent 10 mil on, was it?
10 mil on Mabama obviously coming in. You were pretty hot on him as well. I just think they're a good. It's a good squad. It's a really good squad. And that normally comes to the fore, doesn't it?
If you had a little round robin tournament right now between the 4 parachute teams, I think Southampton win it, don't they?
I agree with that.
Or the Wolves?
No.
Does Lopez win it on his own for Wolves?
I'd go Southampton for continuity.
Yeah, exactly.
We talk about continuity as a bit of a buzzword, but
I think Southampton beat Wolves right now.
Interesting.
there we go. Con, what's your second one, mate?
Mine is, I think QPR will finish in the top 8.
Yes.
Hello. We do like QPR.
Yeah.
On the whole.
Yeah. Excellent result for Bolton. And they've got some really good fixtures coming up as well, QPR. They've got a couple of homes in there as well. I'm so hot on the squad. I think they've got so much quality. At the very beginning of the season, I was the complete opposite, really. I thought, are they going to get similar to Watford in a sense? They've got such a high talent ID, but are they going to be able to stay away from injuries and stay away from this, that, and the other to be able to achieve that a little bit more consistency? But I just really like the squad. I like the squad. I absolutely love as well. Just Ronnie Edwards been in midfield.
Yeah.
Just love that. Jimmy Dunn as well. Obviously, Pierce Charles in net as well. They've just got an excellent spine. Burrell, Kone.
Stephen Schumacher said Pierce Charles is the best goalkeeper in possession in the division. So that is a professional football manager saying what we've been saying about Charles.
Not even mentioning Elias Scher, Vale as well. They've just got a good team. They've got
They're
a really
exciting,
side
aren't
up.
they?
Yeah,
That's it.
it's just there's names in around the side of just match winners, I think. We've really glossed in the previous show Watford for going there and getting a point. I think they're going to be a really tough customer this season, QPR.
Do you like Stefan, not as a manager, to get them in the top 8?
He did really well in France.
Yeah, still a bit unsure. Still a bit 50-50.
Where did they finish last season? Was it 15th?
Yeah,
They always
yeah.
finished 15.
They
Slightly above Stoke.
It's not good enough, is it?
There
It's
were
not
loads
good
of
enough for
injuries.
the talent of that side. So I think he has got to finish.
Last season it was all injuries over QPR, wasn't it?
was Burrell won it, Kone as well. No
Bringing in like a
consistency.
Lampsey and all of that sort of thing. If those players can stay fit, Clark Salter is at the back as well. If they can stay fit, you're looking at a very good top 8 squad.
I think even like Nicholas Madsen was on the bench at the weekend.
Yeah.
Top player at this level. So
I like it. I like it a lot. My last one is, I think, the one I'm most confident in, which means it's the one that's not going to happen. Really worried about Birmingham under Chris Davis. I look at the September international break. I think that is when he will probably lose his job, and Birmingham will not show patience this season with him. I'll read out their fixtures from now until the end of until the international break. Wrexham away Friday night, Southampton, Wolves, Norwich, Derby, Middlesbrough. That it doesn't get any harder than that in the Championship.
no, it's probably the hardest run that of any
Apart
team.
from West Ham, I think they're playing all of the big boys there.
Yeah,
really,
but West Ham aren't playing well at the moment, so you might want to play West Ham.
I look at that. I just think there's a few tactical things which the fans are not quite getting on board with. We talked about Stansfield being put out on the wing. I don't think that's the right thing. I think Solis, the new midfielders, looked pretty decent in terms of signings. But I don't think Birmingham are going to show any patience this season, and it's not been a great start for them. Are you boys on board? Can you see anything else happening?
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate with you. I think Wagner and Brady apparently love Chris Davis. I think any manager that can score, even with the freak show of the budget, any manager that can do a 111-point season is a good manager, aren't they?
I agree.
That's not easy.
I'm not saying Chris Davis is a woeful manager,
No,
by the way.
no.
I think he could be a success maybe at another club as well.
I think he'll be all right, and I think they might stick with him. Do you not think Knighthead are a bit wounded by the Rooney thing and are going to be a little bit more reticent to pull the trigger in that regard? And we're sat here, what are we, a week, 10 days, or I don't know how long it is till September the 1st. Then might do something else, and maybe get some good results in that. So I want to back Chris Davis, but I can totally see where
How
you're
many
coming
points
from.
does he need then in the next 5? They've got 2 from 2 so far.
Well, you've said it before, Simon. There's a few managers who are emboldened by the playoffs going down to 8th place and the proximity to the playoffs just automatically being closer by default. Well, they need to be. You can be at a point per game, though, which you don't want to be if you're Birmingham, and be in and around it after 8 games, which is when you're talking about. So, I don't know. What are you saying?
They're missing Tommy Doyle, aren't they? Big time, I think, in that midfield. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been that hot on Chris Davis, to be honest with you. But what I will say is they need to back him in the window. There's a lot of Birmingham fans who were upset that last season about his rotation and his, utilisation and maybe different formations and just moving it around a little bit from his structured way of thinking. I think
He
that
had
is
a
the
good
problem.
run at the end of last season to almost
And
keep his job,
he
didn't he?
pivot a bit, didn't he? It felt like he learned the Championship and he got a little bit more robust. It feels like I'm his blooming agent.
What's his
here, but-
expectation, though? What's the expectation? Is it
They've got to
Oh,
get top eight.
promotion.
Top eight.
Yeah,
promotion?
yeah. Birmingham under Knighthead. If Chris Davis doesn't get Birmingham promoted, he won't be the manager anymore.
They have to finish.
You
in
know,
the
not,
top eight.
not necessarily this season, but that's the ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
expectation, isn't it?
That's what I was talking about
Yeah.
this season.
It's acceptable, Ben,
Promotion.
to lose in the
Playoffs, yeah.
playoffs. It's expected.
I suspect,
But
yeah,
if
that's
they don't
okay.
get in the top eight, now it's down to 8
Can I
teams.
just make-
Birmingham not in the top eight. That's a
Simon,
joke.
can I make one more defence of him? If you agree with the premise that the recruitment wasn't quite right last August, that's not his fault, and he
No.
had to deal with mega churn. And what do we say about the poor smallest violin year one parachute managers have to? Chris Davis has had that the last 2 windows. A lot of churn.
Wagner
I'm struggling
left.
to win this argument, aren't I?
Wagner left back to Philadelphia. Did he go to this window as well? So he would have been a starting.
Oh,
back.
I thought you were talking about the owner, the fullback. Yeah.
The fullback, yeah. So he has lost.
Well, that
back.
might
and
be
then,
interesting. Speaking of the owner, apparently his health is improving and he may well be more back in the picture as well, which might facilitate important decisions being made at the top of the club.
So disagree with me?
Yeah, I'll disagree. Yeah, I think he'll hang around.
Yeah, I disagree.
Certainly past the international break, Simon.
I didn't realise as well. Has Tommy Doyle gone back to Wolves?
Yes.
I thought he was still at Birmingham. I thought Birmingham.
He was at Preston at the weekend, wasn't he, Doyle?
In my head, he was still at Birmingham. There. Apologies there. Yeah, but I tell you what I didn't even realise he had Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle, what a
He's
player for
still-
Wolves as well.
yeah,
and
he's-
Jordan
he's-
James. We didn't speak about Jordan James either, did we?
That's a great signing.
Yeah,
That's a great sign. Right, if you had to pick one of the other shouts to back that wasn't one of your own, which one did you like the sound of?
Right now, West Ham to not be the champions. Sorry, Hammers fans.
What were yours again?
Mine were West Ham not to win the league and Davis sacked in September.
Yeah, it was West Ham's to not win the league, and I think that was
What were
probably...
yours two?
Mine were fantastic, actually.
QPR's not playing.
I went QPR in the top 8 and Preston to finish bottom.
I'll join you on Preston to finish bottom. I quite like that one as a
That's
shout.
unnecessary. Poor old Hecky.
Everybody loves Heckingbottom, and I get it, but
Do you realise I met him out the corner of this street?
That's
up
why you're
here?
backing him all the time. Isn't it?
No, I'm not that shallow.
Didn't
Come
he
on.
asked for a picture with you, not the other way around?
Stop it. He's been promoted from this division before. And he managed Connor's team. That's why he's got
yeah,
to be in his
did a really
bottom,
good
hasn't
job. Yeah.
he? So unnecessary.
On that note, we will round it off there. Please do give us your hot takes,
disrespect.
early hot takes for this championship season. Don't hold back. Birmingham fans, get in the comments down below. Do you think Chris Davis is going to stay? Is he the right man for the job? Really interested to hear what you think on this video. Please do like and subscribe. We'll be back on Monday for the regular episode of the Sportsman Untitled.